Welcome to EDUCAUSE Exchange, where we focus on a single question or topic from the higher ed IT community and hear advice, anecdotes, best practices, and more. As colleges and universities face tighter budgets, limited hiring, and shifting regulatory demands, the need for more efficient practices is touching every part of the institution. To this end, artificial intelligence is quickly moving from buzzword to backbone, transforming how campuses deliver services, streamline operations, and manage their budgets.
It was never our goal to say, how can we use AI to make ourselves more efficient? How can we use AI to save money? How can we use AI to eliminate jobs? That has never been our criteria. But having said that, we have found that in many areas, it is actually saving people enormous amount of time, potentially dollars and cents.
That's Ravi Pendse, Vice President for Information Technology and Chief Information Officer for the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. His institution prioritized accessibility, equity, and privacy when building their AI tool called Maisie. Yet these value-driven goals produced unexpected efficiency benefits.
AI is the new UI. I want to repeat that again. AI is the new UI. So we built an integration between Canvas and Maisie. And now on our campus, if you were a faculty member and you decided you wanted to deploy a tutor for your class, you just do it from Canvas and it takes you 4 minutes to deploy the tutor. 4 minutes, that's it. And the results were quite interesting. What they found is the students who are using Maisie Tutor to study, these students' grade improved on average of 5 to 9%. But more importantly, the faculty members who had deployed these tutors, they were saving between 10 to 12 hours per week in office hours. So instead of 100 students standing outside of my office, maybe now there are only 7 students and who really need help. So I can actually spend quality time with them as opposed to next, because and so students who need help, I can actually make that connection, spend time with them, engage with them. Plus, candidly, it gives me more time to also focus on my research.
You can kind of put the use of AI into roughly 2 categories. Category 1 is just have to do it because it's going to save everybody time. And so every institution or every organization, every company will adopt it and be reasonably, similarly, benefited.
Vince Kellen is the former CIO for the University of California, San Diego, when this interview was recorded. He's now the Chief Information Officer for the Texas A&M University System.
Then there's how do we take advantage of our unique content, our unique data, our unique processes, and our own culture to an extent, and infuse that with the AI and now have something that has some strategic advantage, some differentiation. So one of the first things we did is we created what we call a fund manager coach. It's basically an accounting expert that helps our grant people understand how to process grants. Now, some institutions generally process grants in roughly a similar way, but the content they use to educate their people who do this work, the way they organize their people, the way they lay them out in a structure are very different from institution to institution. So we grabbed all of that context, our policies, procedures, training videos. We have communities of practices that meet around these issues. We captured a lot of those notes and curated that content. That content, I just can't take that content and plug it down another university because we use different terms and ways of describing all of this. And that's an example of what I'll call a very modestly strategic use of AI, or vertical AI is probably a better way to describe it.
The suite of AI-powered assistants developed at UC San Diego, called Triton GPT, gave them more than just an operational advantage. It saved them money.
Because it's our own hardware, and we, when we include all our costs, electricity, everything, we're still running it at a fraction of the cost of the procurement of a service from a cloud provider. Because it's on premise and it's ours and it's scaled for what we need. And we don't have investors who've plowed billions of dollars into me who need me to charge my customers a high amount.
The University of Michigan is also seeing big efficiency gains in procurement thanks to AI.
Michigan has a budget of close to, $16 billion or so on our total budget. And so we buy a lot of stuff. So there's internal billing and invoicing that goes on. So partnering with them, Our teams worked together and we were able to deploy a Maisie essentially tool that does all of that invoicing that this external vendor tool used to do. The other tool used to actually cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Maisie tool cost is $62 a year. The old tool used to require 3 full-time employees because it was 50% accurate. The new tool is 97% accurate. So the full-time employees now are able to spend that time in much better way supporting other customers and supporting other needs of the organization.
As institutions across the globe use AI to pursue efficiency gains, many are concerned about the environmental impact of building data centers that train and run artificial intelligence models.
This question of efficiency has multiple interpretations. And one of the things that I think is particularly challenging for higher education is to think about the environmental impacts of these tools. So if we're increasing efficiency in some ways, but then are we using a tool that is environmentally inefficient?
Janae Robert is senior researcher here at EDUCAUSE.
Are we trading one type of problem for another type of problem? And so I just want people to keep in mind as they're thinking about about impacting efficiency with AI tools, that means a lot of different things. And that's what another thing that makes it so challenging to do is that you're not just considering, are we saving money? Are we saving time in FTEs? We're also thinking about, are we negatively impacting the environment? Are we widening any digital equity gaps? Are these models trained in ways that are not aligned with our ethical standards and value systems? And so it becomes a very challenging question, not just of money and time, but of some of these other bigger questions.
The University of Michigan has stated that they have been diligent in making sure that Maisie, their generative AI platform, has the lowest carbon footprint possible while also providing the best possible tools to their community. For more information on AI implementations in higher education, visit the EDUCAUSE AI resource page at www.educause.edu/AI resources. I'm Jerry Bain for EDUCAUSE. Thanks for listening.